What's going on, everybody? Republic Cinema here, and we're back at again with another checklist of missing characters that would be great to see with the studio series, but this time we're making a list from missing characters from the Reboot-Verse that haven't gotten studio series figures just yet. Now again, I would like to point out that I'm only including missing characters that appeared in the movies, not from either concept art, video games, or the comics. So that means Transit won't make it to the list. I won't be pointing out Transformers 1 because there are so many characters that's going to need a separate checklist video. But anyways, let's start off with what we're missing for studio series from the Bumblebee movie. There's not much, aside from a few repaints and remolds. Speaking of remolds, since we are getting a Bumblebee movie, Bumblebee, next year, at the time of this recording, it is not confirmed whether or not he will be the Volkswagen Bumblebee or the Camaro Bumblebee, but either way, I would love to have a remolded figure of either one. Next on the list, these two seem unlikely, but it would be great for Hasbro to go back and make a completely new mold for the Studio Series B127 and the Studio Series Cliffjumper. Now, these Autobots did appear in the background during the Battle on Cybertron scene, but next on the list, it would be great to see a blue Autobot soldier, a green Autobot soldier, a yellow Autobot soldier, a broad Autobot soldier, and a white Autobot soldier. Now, they could either be just a straight-up repaint with the exception of a few different types of head sculpts of the Studio Series Bumblebee movie Ironhide/Ratchet mold, or they could be slightly remolded from that Ratchet/Ironhide mold, not just the head, but the shoulders and legs, as they did appear slightly different from Ratchet and Ironhide from Transformers Bumblebee. Either way, it would be great for each of them to have their own type of weapon accessory for variety. And I think that's accurate. Now, I would like to point out that behind Brawn before he got shot in the shoulder, there was an unknown Autobot soldier behind him. At the time of this recording, it is unidentified who that was, but whenever we get an answer, it would be great to have a Studio Series figure of that unidentified Autobot. Next on the list, it would be great to see a more accurate version of the Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. What better way to do it than with a Cybertronian version of Optimus Prime, which could probably focus more on the robot mode rather than the alt mode, as I think the alt mode would have been based off of concept art. Similar compromises for the alt mode have been made for the other Cybertronian Autobots in the past. Whether the Cybertronian Bumblebee movie Studio Series Optimus Prime should be based off of the Rise of the Beasts version or just a straight up brand new mold, it would be great to have a movie accurate Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, as that is the best version of G1 meets live action Optimus Prime ever. And I guess it would be cool if they can make a brand new Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime mold where he transforms into his Earth mode as well. Now, since he appeared with a trailer at the end of the movie, it would be great for the designers at Hasbro to take some creative liberty and perhaps make a Commander class Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime that not only transforms into his truck mode, but has a trailer that opens up to reveal some accessory storage. He should also come with his Ion Blaster and other accessories too. Now, you know what? I would like to add one more thing about a Studio Series Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime, but how do we feel about a Hasbro Transformers Studio Series translucent hologram Optimus Prime? Next on the list, this seems a little unlikely, but it would be great for Hasbro to go back and redo the Studio Series Car Mode Shatter and the Studio Series Helicopter Mode Dropkick, as those figures have left a lot to desire in terms of robot mode accuracy. Next on the list would be a Cybertronian version of Shatter and Dropkick, which would also have to be a brand new mold for each of them. Moving on to some other Seekers that also appeared in the Bumblebee movie but still haven't gotten a Studio Series yet. For Blitzwing, I think it would be great for him to have a Cybertronian version as well, which is basically just a repaint of the previous Cybertronian Seekers. But anyways, next on the list, for the other Seekers, it would be great to see a light blue Seeker, a dark green Seeker, which does have a name, that being Acid Storm, I believe, a red Seeker, Redwing, yes, this was a Seeker that appeared in the Bumblebee movie, an orange Seeker, which of course could be Sunstorm. And lastly, I think it would be great to see another purple Seeker, but with a different shading of purple, so that way it's different from Skywarp. Now, you're probably wondering, did we not already get a Studio Series Skywarp? So why exactly would we have another purple Seeker? Well, if you remember, there was that one Seeker that got his head kicked off by Bumblebee, and then apparently there was another purple Seeker that just popped up later on in the Battle on Cybertron, like nothing happened. Thus, that confirms there was more than one purple Seeker, which gives an excuse to make another purple Studio Series Seeker later in the future with a different shading of purple, of course. Now, I feel like some of these Seekers should not only come with that arm cannon, but also some extra rifles as seen in the movie, with the other purple Seeker coming with a bigger gun, which is accurate to the movie. And I think that's pretty much it in terms of missing characters or remolds that would be great to see in the Studio Series from the Bumblebee movie. If there's anyone else I missed, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Now moving on to Rise of the Beasts, I have a few remolds in mind that I think would be pretty cool to see in the future. Starting off, I personally think it would be great to see the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts RC remolded into a deluxe class, as that's a little more scale accurate than a core class. Next on the list would be another Rise of the Beasts themed Bumblebee, only this time around he's slightly remolded to where he transforms into his normal Camaro and not the off-road version. Next on the list would be another Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Mirage mold, but this time around, they could come up with a way where he transforms into an accurate robot mode, whilst at the same time transforming into a Lamborghini, and then another mold where he transforms into a Ferrari. Next on the list, it would be great to see a Garage Mirage, which is basically the original Studio Series Mirage, but repainted to look more rusty, as if he were to look like a type of car that would chill in the garage. Next on the list, this may seem unlikely, but in the future it would be great for Hasbro to go back and do a brand new mold for the Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Air Razor, at least have the alt mode look accurate to what she looked like in the movie. That would be pretty great. Next on the list, it would be great to see a Studio Series Mirage where he transforms into his garbage truck mode. I'm sure Hasbro could get away with him being a Voyager class. Next on the list, it would be great to see a Studio Series Apelink, which is confirmed to come out next year. I could see it being a slight repaint / remold of the Studio Series Optimus Primal. I just hope it's a little taller, as that would be movie accurate. Next on the list, it would be great to see a Studio Series Stratosphere. It would have been great for him to be a Titan class, as I think that would have been size accurate, but unfortunately I believe it was sometime last year, but it was confirmed by the designers at Hasbro that he will not be a Titan class, so Commander class will have to do. Next on the list, this may seem unlikely, but in the future it would be great to see a remold of the Studio Series Nightbird. Not only should she come with 2 swords, but also have a proper scale. Next on the list, it would be great to see a variety of Terracon drones, 3 of which, that being this bug-like one, a Terracon drone that resembles the looks of Freezer and Novocaine, and lastly this one, all in the deluxe scale. Because why not? These would work perfectly for an army build of the Terracons. Next on the list, since we're getting a Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Double Punch, which is basically a blue Scorponok, it would be cool to see a green painted Scorponok and a red painted Scorponok. However, if Double Punch is based off of concept art, then most likely the other repaints would have to be under the concept art department, except for the red one. The red one is movie accurate. Next on the list, in the future, it would be great to see a brand new mold for the Studio Series Leader Class Scourge, as the one we have now is inaccurate, rather accurate to some concept art, but at the same time it would be great to see a more accurate version of what Scourge looked like in the movie. However, that's likely to not happen anytime soon. And I think that's all the Rise of the Beast characters that appeared in the movie that were missing in the Studio Series. Of course, I decided not to add any concept art characters, as I wanted to focus more on the characters that were in the movies. If there's anyone else I forgot to mention, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, I believe that's pretty much every missing character that appeared in the Reboot-Verse movies that are missing in the Studio Series. Again, for the 3rd time, if there's anyone else I missed, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you guys enjoy these type of checklists, be sure to let me know if you guys want to see more in the future. And I think that's all I have to say for this checklist. Overall, if you like what you saw in this video, be sure to slam that like button, share this with your friends as well, turn on post notifications so that way you don't miss another video. Let me know how I did in this relatively short edited checklist, and most importantly, be sure to hit that big red subscribe button. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Teo!